have introduction.
So my name is Usman Khurshid. I am 28 years. Sir, outside my profession, my hobbies include cooking and cricket, and apart from that, I share a keen interest in the field of animal rescue.
Who is the president war of Shopping?
So right now, with the elections were recently held, right now it's covered H1. H1.
Please tell us, is there any change regarding this your parliamentary seat? Shopian?
Yes, sir.
Shopian now.
Now we are in Srinagar Parliament.
You are in now this Srinagar Parliament?
Yes, sir, we are.
Oh, strange. And generally, police, obviously police would not have been
Yes, sir.
entertaining.
Yes,
Is there something on account of false lodging of FIRs or false reporting? That is why police is not lodging FIR?
So I do not know factually how what is the factual position, but in my opinion that it has to do with some there have been very frivolous applications because the area otherwise also it has some very disturbing history, and apart from that lot of commercial transactions pertaining to apples, and also there have been many disputes and most of them are turning out to be frivolous and false. So there has been a lot of footfall in police station for frivolous.
That is why
that
police
might be a reason.
for not lodging.
That might be a reason.
And approaching the.
Yes, sir.
If you have referred that there is a many commercial this transactions in with regard to the apple industry or otherwise. Whether you will find that in this a matter which is of civil nature, a dispute, the party concerned approaches, you may refer a victim party, whosoever considered whose money is not being paid. So they prefer that somehow the accused is to be entrapped in the criminal case. You have found like this also?
Yes, sir. Majorly,
or particularly those who are residing outside locally?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most of the cases they undergo through the negotiable instruments, like because checks are involved in those transactions. But there have been cases also.
True cases also.
Yes, sir. Where they have booked the other party for cheating and such cases, or criminal cases.
Okay. Have you knowing about what is difference between decree, order? First, what is difference between under code of law?
So the first and foremost difference between decree and order is that the decree is the final conclusion of a suit, where as an order can flow in the duration of a suit also. It does not finally settle down all the matters in dispute in that particular proceeding. However, decree is the final adjudication.
Now I'll add, what is difference between interlocutory order and interim order?
Yes, sir. So can I take some time to review? So an interlocutory order is an order which may be passed by a civil court, but it does not affect the merits of the case. On the other hand, interim order is an order which is given for a limited period of time.
Interim orders are maintained as if those depicts proceedings. Interlocutory orders are generally passed when there is a miscellaneous application. Sometimes you say this is interim order, this is interlocutory order, while appreciating, and sometimes people say that it is not an interlocutory order, it is an interim order. You may say. Sometimes you may say this order passed in our status or final order which is passed under order 39 rule. Any order under CPC that can be said a final order against which appeal is allowed. Generally, what is the appealable time of a decree which is passed by civil judge of junior division, where it is to be filed and what is filed?
Sorry, sir, I'm not getting the question.
Civil judge junior division, municipal,
Yes, sir.
passes a decree.
Yes, sir.
What is the court where appellate court where he has to approach, and what is the time period within which he has to?
So he will have one one will have to approach the district court, is the appellate court for the matter. And sir, about the time period of appeal, I am not able to recall the exact time.
I think it is a 60
60
days.
days,
60 days. Whether if within 60 days, if somebody fails to comply this provision, like the Section 5 of Limitation Act can be made applicable
Yes,
to
sir.
appeals also.
Yes, sir.
It can be.
Yes.
What is difference between sufficient cause and good cause?
Sufficient
Is there any difference between good cause and sufficient cause? It's just how.
So, one may
You,
think.
you might be knowing about this
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
reference made in
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
CPC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, a good cause can be a good cause. A good cause can ripen into a sufficient cause if it is sufficient. If it's a good enough to compensate for any.
It is a higher side.
It's a higher side.
No, sufficient cause is higher side,
Yes,
good
sir.
cause is
It's a, yes,
somehow.
sir. Good cause is a genus of species of the sufficient cause.
And cause,
Yes, sir.
cause, good cause,
And
and
sufficient
sufficient
is also
cause.
ultimate cause.
You can say sufficient cause. These are cause.
Good
There
cause.
must be a cause, then a good cause, then a
Sufficient cause.
sufficient cause. And you now tell me one thing. Are you knowing about these ingredients of theft? Offense of theft, that is defined in 378 of please.
So, broadly, the three ingredients of the offense of theft are that there is a movable property involved and it's taken out of the possession of a person and the element of dishonesty is involved.
What do you mean by dishonestly? Dishonestly, is there a provision where it is defined?
So, yes, it's defined in the Indian Penal Code.
Section 24. 24 section it defines this section. Now, what do you mean by dishonest intention as defined in section 24 of the law?
So, the dishonesty broadly is defined as
How?
an illegal gain of one person or illegal loss of another person caused.
Dishonestly,
Yes, sir.
dishonestly as available 378
Yes, sir.
means that there must be some wrongful loss
Wrongful loss.
to somebody and wrongful gain to somebody. This is a wonder.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, if a standing tree, whether it is a subject matter of theft, first question is like this.
So now it's
It
as
can-
understanding on that.
When it will become,
As soon as it's
when it will become
as soon as it's severe, sir.
is severe.
Yes.
Now, with severance, whether offence is complete or not.
So as soon as it begins to move from the act of severity.
According to taking away his
Yes,
law.
sir. Yes, sir.
According to taking away his law.
As soon as it begins to move from the act of
Means
severity.
surveillance is not sufficient, but movement is
Yes, sir, as soon
sufficient.
as-
Taking away
Yes,
is
sir.
not.
Yes,
But law explanation one, but you have spoken earlier. This surveillance, subject matter, and with the surveillance it comes.
yes.
This is explanation one and two. I will show you. And I will show you. This is by the same hand. उसमें now it is by section. Now same is a cow is tagged with tethered with a. You can say with a wooden log or something. You whatsoever is. When offense of this theft would be completed.
As soon as we sever the rope and the cow begins to move.
The cow begins to move. If it does not move, then
So since the subject matter has not moved, so I
no, again you are involved. This is also explaining. As soon as that tag is removed, this try untied, complete. Movement is not lost, but dishonest intention must be. Dishonest intention must be. One he has come with, must have come with their dishonest intention of taking. You know, that is material. बाकी इसमें अभी मैं बताऊंगा जब दूसरे में. Now tell us about mischief. If somebody sets on fire his house, with the result, other houses, the lining houses also get set on blaze and get by the offense of mischief. First, reference 4, 5, 2, 5. Indian Penal Code is completed on.
yes, sir. As soon as the property is harmed, the offense of mischief.
His house is also burned. How you see? His house is also safe.
So he can also, if he harms his own house, he can harm it for some dishonest intention, like claiming a false
No,
insurance.
the offense is complete.
Yes, sir,
Even
it's
if
complete.
his
If he
house.
harms his own house.
So this is also explained. Now my job is over. Now Mr. Bharti, IFS officer, farmer.
On just you told us that you rescue the animal. Your hobby, it's your hobby. In what way you rescue the animal, which animals, and you quote some of the incidents which when you have rescued them.
So it's rather a newly grown interest because from past year or so I have got some specific encounters with incidents of dog violence or dogs in distress or stray dogs mostly. So sir, after that I began to rescue them. I began to take them to the vet on my own because the veterinary facility over our district is not very advanced. So from that one or two incidents, I took them to veterinary care, whatever I could do on my behalf. But after that, so wherever I can find such mostly stray dogs or cats in the streets, I tend to take them to the medical care as soon as possible.
So animal rescue only as far as dogs are concerned.
Dogs and sometimes stray cats.
Can you say something about man-animal conflict and what are the reasons behind? Because in those areas, hilly areas, it's very common phenomenon nowadays. You get attacked with a deer, with the moods of monkey menace or leopard menace. So there is conflict between man and animal. What are the possible reasons?
So one reason I can take the instance of my own district, for instance, the newly constructed Mughal Road has been constructed, which connected us with Rajouri district. So the whole area was completely inaccessible earlier for humans. So the area is there are
Human
interference
interference.
for that. So there has been some interference, unavoidable human necessary interference, but as a result, either animals come down to the human habitat, hearing or humans go. So it has resulted into an unavoidable situation of conflict.
Tomorrow, if you are selected as the judicial officer, you are supposed to what you will propose.
I'm not able to get the question.
Suppose you know what is a man-animal conflict.
Yes.
So, as a legal advisor, if you are asked to submit a proposal, policy paper to avoid all these incidents,
Yes, sir.
what you will propose? Or if you are supposed to give a judgment with respect to the man-animal conflict, what you will have in mind?
In order to avoid man.
So first and foremost, I think protected and reserved forest should be just made inaccessible for the general public asset. And wherever, like I talked about, the access has been made to the humans, like roads and extra, it should be properly fenced around the road properly, so that whatever is an adjoining area is there for the wild animal, it should be completely inaccessible to and fro. Also, the animals should not ingress into the entry points of villages which fall in the vicinity of the such areas. There should be some wildlife guards at whatever.
If the needs of the animals would get catered in their area, habitat itself. By
There should be least interference in the habitat.
Well,
Habitat should not be
you get interfered.
Because nowadays there are a lot of many roads are being constructed, PM just everywhere. There are 100% there one road. So there is a fragmentation of their habitat. So that's why they are coming in, just interfering with everyone. So tell me what is the concept of sustainable development? Nowadays it is everywhere that development but sustainable. Sustainable. And read this one, and there are sustainable development goals also. Very important.
The constitution also demands like this, that there should be a constitution. It's sustainable development, not in a
So many laws also.
master plan,
So many
rules.
cases also which has been settled by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. They are based on sustainable development only.
Oh, sir. Sir, please. Now,
Usman, I have my car parked outside. Somebody punctures it, right? Scratches it with his key, but still offense committed.
So, like sir and I were discussing, it will be the offense of mischief, sir.
Correct.
By that, sometimes this monetary damages is required.
No, sir, monetary damage is not necessary. The value of the car as soon as it degraded in 1 year.
My question is, by that if car get, if nothing has happened by buying, but is by the monetary loss is not required.
So, sir, if there's no damages happened, the value will not be diminished, so there will be no loss.
No losses
Yes, sir, necessary.
is also sensible gradient of massive loss. Just like we have wrongful loss and sir, this.
So, you tell me, new evidence that has been replaced by a new one. Can we name it?
Sir, can I take a moment to record?
Yeah, please.
It's completely gone out of my mind, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Bharti Sakshi
Sakshi
Adhini.
Adhini, yes.
And when they are going to be implemented?
They will be implemented from 1st date of
First date of
July 2020.
2024. You tell me, Usman, elections are going on right now. Who's chief election commissioner?
Sir, it's Mr. Rajiv.
Mr.
Rajiv Kumar.
So, which article of Constitution of India says about election commission, chief election commissioner and other election commissioners?
Article 324 of the Constitution states.
Right. So you tell me,
A recent judgment on this, recent judgment changes act.
Yes, sir.
Are you knowing about that?
Yes, sir, I read about it.
What is the,
Sir, name of the
what was earlier judgment and now changes?
Yes, sir. So the Honorable Supreme Court had recently pronounced a judgment that in the process of selection of Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners, there should be a selection committee based on Prime Minister of India, Honorable Chief Justice of India, and the leader of the opposition. However, after that, the Parliament has recently promulgated a law and has changed the designation of the Honorable Chief Justice of India with that of cabinet member nominated by the Honorable Prime Minister.
No parliamentary changes.
Yes, sir.
Why there was not earlier a statute like this?
Sorry, sir.
Why there was not a statute, not a law, not a act like this which has now been adopted, enacted?
Sir, I'm not aware about it.
Earlier there was no law like this. The provisions of Article 324 provides like this, that there must be a mechanism for appointment of, earlier it was not available. So now it was corrected in this judgment and afterwards, sir.
so suppose a person goes to the police station for registration of FIR under 323 IPC. Whether police officer is required to register FIR or not?
So it depends on whether the case is a cognizable or a non-cognizable case, but right now I'm not able to recall the categorization.
Yes, sir has said 323.
Yes, sir.
323, how you think? What is it? Is it cognizable, non-cognizable?
For your knowledge,
For-
Yes, sir.
323 is a non-cognizable offence, and that's why the most futile exercise which a police station do. A police station does, but they add the offence of 341. Even if 341 is not there, they are saying the wrongful restraint, right? Wrongful restraint. Otherwise, there was no ingredient of 341. Whenever we challenge such situation in High Court, we say that we think 341 is not there. Only 323. Police have deliberately added it to
Just to make.
Yes, sir.
to make it cognizable, right? And in case there are more than you Usman, the person telephonically threatens you that he will kill you. What offence will be the matter?
So it will be the offense of criminal intimidation.
Section charge
So
of
section, if I'm guessing it right, 503 of the Indian.
526 part 2.
503.
There are two
6
parts.
to that one, that.
Part 2. It is a threat to life. Part 2. If Is it threat to
Any threat?
partner?
Now it is second one. It is a non-available. 306 और non-commutable. जो इसमें है पार्ट 2 में कैटेगराइज.
Right? Usman, you tell me, but warrant cases.
The warrant cases are those cases involving warrant offences punishable by more than 2 years.
Session cases, the cases which are exclusively triable by session judge.
Yes, sir.
Are they warrant cases or summons cases? Or they can be both?
They are mostly warrant cases, but I'm not sure about if there can be a summon case as a tribal by the court of sessions.
I will add one more. Whether there can be a session trial without committal.
Sir, there can be.
What is that?
There can be 2 instances. The additional prosecution under section 319 CRPC, the new accused is arraigned. So in that case,
That is not there.
And another is a defamation of public
हाँ,
service.
वो भी है जो आप कह रहे हैं. Please.
So, suppose you are doing a 138 negotiable instruments case. It's a case of check of 20 lakh rupees. You find it that yes, this is a 20 lakh case. I am going to impose a 40 lakh fine, twice the amount of the fine. But as far as your powers are concerned, they are only 10,000 rupees.
As a judicial officer.
Fine, you can impose it. Whether you can do so.
So,
Imposing a fine of 20 lakh rupees.
so in that case, I will have to submit the case. We cannot.
Exactly, this is not, although my views are also on your side, that in case there is a better to refer it to the session.
It is a no.
But Supreme Court has judged this case.
It is special
It
judge.
says it's a special trial, and the intent of the legislation is clear because they have mentioned the word as magistrate. And once magistrate, this is the intention of the legislature. By a special act.
It supersedes the general provisions under CRPC.
Yes, it supersedes the general sales service.
Because
case of conflict,
specifically embodied
in
under
case of
special act.
conflict between the
General
general acts and statute act,
procedure of
the
Special act
special act
provisions.
special act provisions.
Okay. Anything more? Your interview is now over. Any question you want to ask? Where you want to?
Sir, about the offence of theft.
And that I have brought. I have this. Please read out explanation too. यही तो सच वर्ग है जो मैं करता हूँ. मेरी कानूनी चर्चा देखते हो आप चैनल?
जी सर.
कानूनी चर्चा मेरा चैनल देखते हो?
Sir,
यार देखो ना कानूनी चर्चा
Is
चैनल.
it on YouTube, sir?
हाँ दिस इज ड्यू टू बड़ा पुराना चैनल बन गया.
Then I'm missing on it, sir.
उसमें देखो ये चीजें यू विल फाइंड ऑल दीस
So the same act which affects the severance. Yes.
सीरियल्स और उसमें जिससे काजीज मूवमेंट
Yes, sir.
टाइम टाई किया
Yes, sir.
Causes-
Movement obstacle.
आपने obstacle हटाई
As soon as the obstacle is removed, yes, sir.
हमें ध्यान का हटा दुर्घटना ये मतलब ये चीजें हैं नाइस्टीज